Hi everyone, in today's video we're going to be going over how to properly start up your hot spring Highlife hot tub. So let's get started. So the first step we want to do before filling the hot tub is making sure that the drain caps are installed. On your Highlife hot tub, you're going to see two drain caps. There's going to be one on the left and one on the right. The location may vary of where it's at on the hot tub, but ultimately you're going to have two of them. You're going to find these drain caps behind this front panel in a clear plastic bag. So of the two drains that we have here, for the drain caps, we're going to see that we have three things in the plastic bag I was referencing. The first thing is a little ball valve, and you can see you can open and close this. So we're going to go ahead and install the cap on the one end, and the other cap is going to go directly onto the other side here. Now, the left one is your main drain. So that's going to drain out the entire hot tub, and that's what we want the ball valve on with the cap. So we're simply going to screw that on and make sure that it's hand tight. You want it snug. Ultimately, you don't want it to be dripping here, which is the whole point of installing this first. The other cap is just a standalone cap, and we're going to screw that one on directly. So get that on there, make sure it's threaded, hand tight, good to go. So now that we're ready to fill the hot tub, instead of just using a straight garden hose, we really, here at Flohr Pools, recommend using the FreshWater pre-screen pre-filter. We're going to cut to a separate video to show you exactly how that works. You'll see conveniently 1 through 10, you can mark off every time you use it, but it will work up to 10 fill-ups. So before putting it into the filter compartment of the hot tub, you want to slowly let this water out until it runs clear. You're going to see initially it has sort of like the black look, but ultimately this is going to remove organic material, metals, etc. from the water to make sure that we have the best water possible. So one last note about the pre-filter is having a second hose. We have one hose that's going to the pre-filter, and then we recommend having a separate hose to fill it. That way it's an easier process. So you're going to notice that you either have 3 filters or 5 filters in your hot tub. Regardless, you're going to see that there's one that has a gray cap on it. This is where we're going to be filling the hot tub from. So once we take the cap off, you're going to see that it's hollow down inside of there. That is where we're going to take the other garden hose and put it right down inside of here and start filling it up. This will allow the plumbing to fill up appropriately and ultimately work all the air out of it so that we can prime it and get the pump started. So once the hot tub is filled to at least 1 inch above the very top jet, it's now time to power it on. So now that the hot tub is powered on, we want to go over the basic operation of the control panel. On the far left, you're going to see what the temperature is. If you want to set the temperature, your default temperature is going to be set for 100 degrees. If you wanted to turn that up or down, you're just going to use the plus and minus here on the right side. To go home, we're going to go to the top left here to always go home. The next thing we want to do is prime the jets and make sure we got any of the air that's still left in the plumbing out. To do that, we're going to go ahead and hit the jet symbol, which is on the top right here. As soon as you hit it, depending on your hot tub, if you have 1 jet pump or 2, ultimately we want to turn both of them on high power. The other thing that we should mention is the larger valves, meaning not the smaller valves, but the larger ones. We always want them pointing towards the water. Once you activate the jets, you do want to let it run for at least 60 seconds, both jets on high. If you're having trouble getting everything primed, simply after 60 seconds, turn it off, wait 5 seconds, and repeat. So to continue with the operation of the control panel, the next thing I want to show you is your light settings. So you're going to see what looks like a sun. We're going to tap on that. And then this is where you could go ahead and just hit the power button and it will turn on the lights to the default blue. If you want to switch it to different colors, you can certainly do that so it actually stays in that color, or this with the multicolors you could do loop mode, which is actually going to rotate slowly through all the different colors. If we get out of the lights, for all of the lights, you're going to see that we actually have a diagram here that sort of shows us what the lights control. So for example, if I click this top left one, if I tap on that, we could do the same thing. We could actually make that one, if we wanted to make it green, if we wanted to make the inside of it and top side controls its own unique color, we can certainly do that. It just allows for customization. So the next thing is going to be what we call a clean cycle. This is right here. There's a little water droplet with arrows circling around it. If we look at the left side here, this is what will activate the clean cycle. What's cool about the clean cycle is this is a 10-minute cycle. It is the perfect time to add chemicals to a filter compartment and know that 10 minutes later, it will shut off. Another really useful feature is in these settings. So in the top left here, you'll see the gear symbol. If we tap on that, you're going to see in the bottom middle here, there's a lock symbol. This is spa lock. What's unique about this is if I hold my finger on it, it's going to turn white, and that means it's actually locked now. I now can't do anything other than flip the screen. If I try to go and change the temperature, I won't be able to. If I want to turn on the jets, I won't be able to. This may be useful for a lot of people, and it may not, but the feature is there. The next thing we want to go over is the valves. I highly recommend checking out your owner's manual so that you can see specifically where the different valves are located on your specific hot tub. Now, what we want you to see though is the difference between the valves. You're going to notice, for example, in this one, there's what are these two larger valves. These are actually diverter valves, meaning they truly divert the water and send the water to different places or areas of the hot tub. The smaller valves, generally located around the area that you want it to increase pressure. Pressure being the key word because these smaller valves is what we consider pressure valves. It allows you to increase or decrease the amount of pressure coming out of the jets. So to show that in action, let me go ahead and turn on all the jets. And what I specifically want you to see here, for example, in this lounge seat, the Moto Massage, the smaller valves being the pressure valves are going to introduce some air depending on how much you tell it to. So the more I open this, the more pressure is coming out of here. To further customize that, if you wanted more or less water, you can turn a diverter valve, which is going to increase the pressure here. Or if I turned it the other way, it's actually isolating the water from an area here and here and sending it elsewhere to give more pressure at a different place. Just allows for customization, whatever suits your needs the best. One other thing that's really cool for customization with these Highlife models is the ability to turn some of the jets on and off individually. When I say some of the jets, none of these small ones will do this, but any of the medium or large size jets will. You're going to see these sort of ribs on the inside of the jets, and what I want you to see is you can close the jet individually or open it. To close it, you would turn it counterclockwise. To open it, you would turn it clockwise until it stops, and that would be open. The next step we're going to be going over is water care. Now, depending on what you went with, one thing I wanted to show you is if you went with the salt system or the freshwater monitor, or both being the IQ system, you're going to see that there's like a hand with a water droplet, meaning water care. Please refer to the video in this description to go over exactly how to get that system started. The last thing that we need to do is balance the water. What we mean by balancing is that we have to get the parameters correct for chlorine, alkalinity, and pH. We're going to use these three-way test strips that we provide, and we're essentially going to balance the alkalinity first, then we're going to balance the pH, and once both of those parameters are met, we can then add chlorine to the water to get chlorine established. As a reminder, always add any chemicals to the filter compartment with the jets running for at least 10 minutes. So once you've balanced the alkalinity and the pH, it's now time to add a little bit of chlorine. The best suggestion that we have is start with about a tablespoon add it with the jets running for at least 10 minutes to the filter compartment. After 10 minutes, go ahead and retest. If you still have a low chlorine reading, go ahead and add another tablespoon of chlorine, wait 10 minutes, repeat the exact same thing. So we realize you're ready to use the hot tub. If it's not up to temperature at this point, the best thing to do is go ahead and close the cover completely. Let it go for at least 12 to 24 hours until it's up to temperature, and then the hot tub's ready to use. Thank you so much for watching the how-to startup video for your Hot Spring Highlife hot tub. We're very excited for you to use it. If there's any other questions that you have, please refer to some of the other videos that we have, or give us a call at one of our 3 locations. Happy hot tubbing.